What's up? You're jacked into Buffy's Angels. I'm one of said angels, the Diego, Daniel Ehrenberg. And over there is my good friend and co host, Logan B. Adair.
Oh wait, this is the Buffy show. I forgot to watch Buffy this week.
What are you talking about? What's this joke? What's this bit?
I was lying to you.
Oh, shit. That's because today on Buffy's Angels, we're covering Lie to Me and the Dark Age, episodes 7 and 8 of season 2 of Buffy. You ready to kick this off, buddy?
No.
Is
I
that
was
a lie?
lying
Fuck!
to you.
It's opposite day here on the podcast. All right. So, Lie to Me aired November 3rd, 1997 on the WB network there. And what else happened that day?
Now, these were two of the most uneventful days that we've had, right?
No, the second one is, yes. I have barely anything.
Oh, not this one? You
no,
have a lot
I
on
have
this
a
day?
ton for this day.
Oh, nothing. I just have the song, which is the same song we've had for a long time.
Candle in the Wind and Barbie Girl.
Yeah.
But here's what I'm going to do. Because now, Buffy in January is going to move to Tuesdays. All right? And that's record release day, baby. So I realized I can start looking up what albums came out that week, and that could help us with the outro songs.
I like the format we have. We're just like in a rut of Elton John right now. And I don't even think I've played him. I think I've tried to avoid it because it just sounds boring. Candle in the Wind? Are you kidding me?
I understand what you're saying, but this is gonna be very fun. And November this week, huge record release week. Okay, 4 all-time classics. You ready?
Yeah, but this is not this day, right?
It's the day after.
Okay.
Come On Over by Shania Twain, Logan. Sold 40 million albums. It's still the number 9 album all time in the US. Yeah.
All time?
All time.
That's
and number
amazing.
16 all time over there in England. Our good friends in the merry old UK. And I mean, what a classic album, Logan. You're still the one I run to. You know that song?
Sure.
What about Man, I Feel Like a Woman?
No, not as much.
Oh, all right. Well, that's all on there. And That Don't Impress Me Much. I think
that's more famous.
Classics. So many classics. All right. Jay-Z released In My Lifetime Volume 1, which, it did well. It's a great hip-hop album. Of course, Volume 2 is the one that really broke Jay-Z in America. That's Hard Knock Life. All right. Spice World by the Spice Girls, not the movie, but the album.
And not Ice Spice. She's not involved with the Spice Girls.
I don't believe any of the Spice Girls have fucked Pete Davidson or the black kid from Stranger Things. All right. But Spice World, the hit on that album, Logan. People of the world, spice up your life. Every boy and every girl, spice up your life.
Yeah, I'm aware.
What a hit. All right. And you know what else came out this day, but probably didn't become a hit until the summer of 1998?
What?
I smell sex and candy.
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah.
That was on that playlist that you made me a long time ago. Remember that?
Yeah. I saw them live when that song was a hit, bro. They closed with it.
That's pretty good.
Right. Yeah, it was good. Do you know who else played that show? It was them, the Goo Goo Dolls, and Third Eye Blind, baby.
Wow.
What a show. What a performance.
Really?
Yeah. All right. In other music news / TV news, Logan, the night before this, ABC aired that Cinderella adaptation with Brandy and Whitney Houston.
Never saw it.
Oh, but what a huge hit it was for ABC.
I never even saw the original. The only Cinderella I'm aware of is that Hilary Duff one, really. I mean, I'm aware of the
That's
original.
not a Cinderella movie.
It is. It's a Cinderella story.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose it has some of the same beats, but I wouldn't consider that an adaptation of Cinderella.
To me, it is.
It is good.
Who's
I
the
like.
guy? Chad Michael Murray?
I think you're right, Chad Michael Murray. Yeah,
CMM.
CMM. Yeah, from Dawson's Creek and Gilmore Girls, one of the greats. What a real WB regular. And since we're talking about the WB, that counts. And there's another huge WB regular on this episode of Buffy. Lie to me. We'll
Is it
talk
that
about
little
it.
kid in the playground?
No, it's not the little kid in the playground at the
Okay.
beginning.
All right.
No. That was the Down syndrome kid from Stranger Things.
What? The Gaten Matarazzo?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't even
Nah,
notice.
I'm just joking, man. But I did see a picture of Gaten Matarazzo's girlfriend this week, and it made me pissed off. Because if I looked like Gaten Matarazzo in high school, I wasn't getting girls like that.
Well, he's got money.
Yeah, bro. All right. Big TV night, Logan. NBC aired a TV movie called The House of Frankenstein. All right. I'd never heard of it, but I immediately clocked that it stars Adrian Pazdar, one of my all-time favorite actors. And so I looked it up. I was like, I read that the movie's about Dracula like hunting Frankenstein, but then there's like an investigator hunting both of them. All right. And I looked it up. I was like, if Adrian Pazdar is either Frankenstein or Dracula, I'm watching this. But unfortunately, he's the investigator.
So you're not gonna watch it?
Probably not.
Wow. All right.
It's like
well,
4
sounds
hours
fun.
long.
Otherwise,
Yeah. I think it's a remake of a movie from the 30s. Maybe I should watch that.
I watched a TV movie this week.
What?
Cyber Seduction: His Secret Life.
Stay tuned for. Hey, I'm watching here to talk about one of my all-time favorite movies. All right. Here's what else happened on TV over there in Britain, Logan. Huge night over on BBC Two. It was the series premiere of I'm Alan Partridge with Steve Coogan.
He was Alan Partridge.
He was Alan Partridge. It's still a character he busts out to this day. Every so often they'll do like a special or a movie or something.
How does he bust him out? What's so significant about how would you play Alan Partridge?
Oh, it's me, Alan Partridge. Hey.
Okay. All right.
How's that sound?
Oh well, I've never heard of this guy, but it sounded good.
It's a very Steve Coogan-y character.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay. What else happened this week, Logan? Big death.
What? Who?
Big death in the world of TV. Wally Bruner, the host of What's My Line.
Okay.
You familiar with that that game show?
I only know whose line is it anyway.
No. Well, the only reason I wrote it down is because next week on Buffy's Angels, we're covering a Buffy 2-parter called What's My Line.
Oh my God! Was it because of this?
It might have been.
That's kind of crazy. I mean, there's no way that's true, but that's a wild coincidence.
I know. All right. Hey, Rookie of the Year.
First 2-parter.
First 2-parter. That's right. Rookie of the Year voting came through. Guess who it was, Logan?
For what sport?
Baseball.
Oh, I don't know.
Boston Red Sox shortstop Nomar Garciaparra.
Never heard of him.
Nomar. You don't remember? That was the big thing. Nomar Garciaparra, he played for the Boston Red Sox, so all the Boston people call him Nomar.
Never heard of him.
It was a big deal. I liked him at the time. All right. Hey. What happened in wrestling that night, Logan?
Tell me.
On Monday Night Raw, big night, the debut of Steve Blackman.
All right.
He was a karate guy, used to come out to the ring with kendo sticks, so I loved him.
Yeah, Tim hated him.
Yeah. And also on Raw, for the first time ever, Billy Gunn is referred to as Mr. Ass.
All right. Who first referred to him as that?
I think he referred to himself as that.
Oh, that's lame.
But he's still a title he carries to this day. He's referred to in AEW as Daddy Ass.
Daddy Ass. All right.
Yeah. And his sons, who are the current tag team champions of the AEW, they're the Ass Boys.
How much money do they have that like it's worth it to them? That's their life.
I
Like
don't
that's
know.
just who they are.
They're having a good time, man. They seem to be having a great, great old time.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, over on the other side of the dial on Monday Nitro WCW, Perry Saturn debuted.
All right.
Big night for Perry Saturn. And in his debut, he wins the television championship off of Disco Inferno.
What is the television championship?
That's one of the championships.
Not one that I've ever heard of.
It was like WCW's equivalent of like the Intercontinental Championship.
All right.
All
Somewhat
right.
significant.
Yeah. All right. And lastly, let's look at the movie charts, Logan.
Yeah.
Still coming in at number one. I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Mm-hmm.
What a powerhouse movie that was. Sarah Michelle Gellar still on top of the world. But coming in at number two, Red Corner. You ever hear of that?
I've heard of it. Sure.
I saw it back in the late 90s. There was a genre of cinema that was around, and it was an American is in another country and they get arrested, and the laws are different over there, so they're held in prison.
That's cool, kind of.
There were tons of those. Another one was called Return to Paradise.
What's the best one?
Broke Down Palace was one. I don't know what the best one is. Probably like Midnight Express or something. But this one was Richard Gere. He was arrested in like China.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Classic movie. What a night. November 3rd, 1997. Lie to Me. A great Buffy episode written and directed by our creator, Joss Whedon.
Do you think his worst episode so far?
Of the ones he's written and directed?
Yeah.
I think it's just the least significant.
Okay.
But
right.
I really like this episode.
Yeah, he told me yesterday you loved this episode.
I know.
All right.
And you reacted weird to it, so I'm nervous you're not gonna like it.
Yeah, it's not that I don't like it, but you just said you loved it, and that was a bit surprising.
I'm a fan of this one. I think it's interesting.
All right. Well, should we get started?
Yeah, I think you should scrote your notes.
All right. I'm gonna scrote them. So we talked about that little kid. That little kid's hanging out at the playground waiting for his mom. I don't know where his mom is, but she's
always late, as he tells us.
Yeah, always late. This is like a common thing that she just accepted at 8 years old. That's pretty sad. But so Drusilla's there. She's like, "Hello, little boy. I'm gonna sing a nursery rhyme to you about a sheep." But then Angel shows up and he's like, "Run away, little kid!" And then he talks to Drusilla and Buffy. Buffy sees them.
Yeah, Buffy sees them chatting.
And she's like, "Oh no, he loves her."
I know. But if you're Sarah Michelle, if you're Buffy Summers, how could you be jealous of Drusilla?
What do you mean?
I mean, she's a beautiful
she
woman,
loves
but
Angel,
you're Buffy Summers.
She thinks Angel likes her.
But why would Angel like her over Buffy?
That she doesn't know.
All right. Well, anyway, I like the scene because it's the first time we see Angel and Drusilla interact, and they have an interesting relationship.
I have a question about their relationship. Yeah. She says, like, "Isn't this the song that Mummy used to sing?" Do you remember that?
Yeah.
She said it like they shared the same mother.
Right.
But then later it's revealed that like he killed her. He had like an obsession with her and he killed everyone she loved and then killed her. So I still don't think I understand their relationship. I'm not asking you to explain it because I'm sure that they will, but I still don't think I get it.
Okay, well, either that's just Drusilla being insane, which as we know she is,
right?
Or she's referring to Angel's sire, which, as you know, in Buffy vampire lore, the sire is the person who creates you, and so like that would be like Drusilla's grandmother.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. So, okay, that's interesting. All right, that answers it with still leaving me in suspense. I like that. All right, so yeah, Buffy sees him and she's all upset, and then she goes to school, right? And Oh, here we go. We learned some fun stuff about Ginny Calendar and Giles, right?
Oh yeah, that shit's getting hot and heavy.
It really is. They're really taking things to the next level in this. Really, I still don't feel like they've. Is it consummated? Is that a word?
No, they've definitely not fucked yet.
Yeah, I don't think so. And it doesn't seem like they're going to for at least a little bit at the end of the next episode. But so they're planning a date, right? But she doesn't tell him like the information about what's going to happen. And he says a line. He's like, "All right, fine. I'll put myself in your hands." And she's like, "Ooh, now that sounds like fun."
Yeah. Dude, their
Joss.
relationship is fucking sexy, dude.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And then, like, did they have to report it to HR?
I mean, HR would be Snyder. I think they're probably better off keeping it under
The
wraps.
principal is HR?
I mean, in a school, yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, I never knew that. That seems kind of crazy, honestly. So the principal just knows everything?
Yeah. He's omniscient.
Wow. All right. Yeah, so they're going on a date. That seems like fun. Buffy gets the night off from Giles. Is that significant at all in this episode?
Probably not.
That Giles gives her the night off. All right. So Cordelia, I think this is really the only time we see Cordelia in this episode. She says that she's not a big Marie Antoinette, or she says she is a big Marie Antoinette fan, right?
Yeah,
Says
she doesn't get
really
enough credit for how hot she was.
Yeah. What is this? Why is that funny that she's a big stan of Marie Antoinette? What did she do that was so bad? I don't know. I don't know a lot about her.
I mean, she was just part of the elite. You know, it's just Cordelia, like worshiping aristocracy, basically.
Okay, I understand.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's really all she gets to do in this episode.
Yeah. She's not really in this one much.
Yeah, and she's a little forced in the next episode, also.
I disagree. I think she's got some good stuff in the next episode.
Yeah. Oh, we'll get to it. But so. Oh, here was something really weird from Xander. I don't know what was going on. Some lines in this show that I feel like they just make up. Some like words and phrases that I've never heard. Ever.
Yeah, well, no, that's a thing. That Buffy had its own way of communicating, its own way of speaking, and it became known for that.
It's really weird. But here's one example of that. And I did not like this. I hope this never comes back. I hope I never hear it again. This was Xander. He's like excited because Buffy's all bummed that an Angel was seen with another woman, right? He's like happy Angel's fucking up.
Yeah.
And so he says it gives him a happy.
Yeah.
Are you okay with that?
I'm okay with it.
It sounds like a halfy, which sounds like he's like has a boner.
Well, I think that kind of is what it means. Like he's very psyched.
I was not a fan
Angel
of that.
did something bad.
I did not like it one bit.
I never thought about it before.
Wow, that's crazy. So then we meet her old friend Billy Ford, right?
Billy Fordham.
Fordham,
and he's known as Ford.
I call him Ford.
Yeah.
Right. All right. Well, Billy Fordham, right? Because Angel says, "Hey, do some research on Billy Fordham," right?
Yeah, and Willow's like, "Oh shit."
Yeah. And so this guy went to school with Buffy for a long time, and she sort of had a crush on him.
Yeah, they went to Hemery together, which is the school Buffy's going to in the movie.
Oh, wow. I never once thought about that. When did you first think about that? The first time you watched? Did you see the movie by the time you watched the show?
I saw the movie in theaters, my friend.
Oh my goodness! I'm sure we talked about that.
We did. My sister forced me. Remember? Because she loved Luke
I
Perry
do.
on my birthday.
Of course, I remember.
Yeah.
That. So, yeah, right. Because she says she used to listen to "I Touch Myself."
Yeah.
And she didn't know what it meant. And Willow just now learns what it means.
Yeah. I don't know. That's not really a hidden message, is it? Like I can understand if like it takes you a while to understand that Turning Japanese is a song about masturbation.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you squint your eyes while you're jerking off.
What?
But yeah, I know it's pretty racist, but that's what that song's about. But I touch myself. It's right there in the title. They're touching themselves.
Yeah, that's really all you need. Um, wow, that was a great example. I never knew of that. Um,
You just
y-
were Willow in that moment.
yeah, so yeah, it makes sense for Willow to not understand like Urban Dictionary type stuff, but this is like it just says I touch myself. I mean, come
Yeah,
on,
pretty
right?
standard.
Yeah.
The
So
song might as well be called like "I Jerk Off."
well, that would be even that would you'd need more like explaining probably. That would make more sense for her to not know that, right?
I suppose so.
She's like, "What's jerk off? What does that mean?" Um, so we go to the bronze and
Wait,
Angel.
no. Let's
Yeah,
can I just talk with the actor who plays Ford?
yeah, of course.
All right, this is Jason Beer. All right, and he was a WB regular. Okay, already he's been on Buffy. He then goes on to be a prime figure in season 2 of Dawson's Creek. He's like a cool, rich bully type, all right? A
Is
real
that before this or
rival.
after
That's
this?
after this, okay?
Okay.
And then after that, they made him a regular, and he's like the star of the show on Roswell, all right? He's a teen alien, a sexy teen alien.
Okay.
All right. And that's a great show. I've watched every ep of that. And Jason Bear would also go on to work with Sarah Michelle Gellar again because he's in the movie The Grudge.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sarah Michelle Gellar's in The Grudge. I don't even remember that.
She's the lead of the fucking Grudge,
I haven't seen
dude.
The Grudge since like 2006 or whatever since it came out.
Yeah, dude. And he retired from acting in 2012, but I read that he recently unretired. And all the shit he's done since he's unretired is on the CW. So he's still there, just like working for Warner Brothers.
All right. He
That's
probably has
all
a
he
cousin
does.
that owns Warner Brothers or something.
I mean, I think he's a handsome fella and he's not a bad actor, so it's all right.
Sure. Yeah, he's fine. Um, all right, so we get to the bronze, right? And Buffy and Billy Fordham, they go off for a walk,
You could just
right?
call him Ford, but yes.
All right, Ford, they go off for a walk. And Buffy says this was just to get him to go away so she can fight the vampire, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So she says, "Oh, I forgot my purse. Quick, go and get it." So he goes off to go get it, and she starts fighting a vampire. But then, what does he hear the action? Is that why he
No,
turns around?
he's like he already knows. He knows
Oh,
she's
right,
the
right,
Slayer, so
right.
he's like, I know what the fuck is happening right now.
Exactly. You're right about that. Yeah. So he catches her, and she's like, "Oh, it's not what you think." And he's like, "No, no, no. I already know." And she's like, "What?" Right.
Mm.
So then we see him go to an underground nightclub, right?
Yes, we certainly do.
And I thought these people were already vampires at first. I thought he was like must already be a vampire, but no, they just worship vampires,
Yeah, they're wannabes.
right? And there's a guy Diego, which was the name that you came up with,
Well,
which was very
Ford,
funny.
thank you. Ford calls him Marvin, and he's like, "Hey, it's Diego now." And you know who that actor was, Logan?
No, I don't.
Do you remember the episode of Seinfeld with "Hello"?
Yeah, what is that guy? What is that guy
All right.
called?
Well, he played Darren, Kramer's assistant at Kramerica Industries.
Okay, all right. I don't remember that as much, but I
All
remember
right.
the hello part of the
Well,
episode.
next time you watch that episode, just remember that's Diego.
All right, I will.
Yeah.
I yeah. All right. Well, so he knows what's going on, right?
He also
And
meets a lady down there.
oh yeah, what was her name? She had a cool name.
Her name's Chanterelle, which is a
Yeah.
type of mushroom.
Did she die? Well, I guess they all died, right?
No, she doesn't die. You see her being like carried off at the end
What?
of the episode, and I've got a theory on this.
Okay.
All right. This character comes back multiple other times on both Buffy and Angel. And that might seem random to you, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Well, Joss Whedon directed this episode. And you know how we know he fucked a bunch of people in the cast?
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and make an educated guess that she's one of them.
So she comes back as Chanterelle.
Yeah, and she has almost no other credits on IMDb. She's just been this character on Buffy and Angel.
Yeah, that's a safe assumption.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. All right. Well, there we have it, Chanterelle. So then we go back to Willow's room. This is like the third or fourth time we've been in Willow's room in
Yeah,
Buffy. I'm pretty sure. Never been in Xander's room, right?
that's a good point. I don't think we are until maybe. Oh, we do see him one time listening to country music, the music of pain.
Yep, you're
Yeah,
right. You're right. We see him in bed, laying upside down in his
yeah,
bed. Um, we also see Giles next episode in his house,
yeah.
in his bed. Also,
A prime location for future episodes.
Giles's house.
Yeah.
Wow, do they move from the library to the house? That's where they have their meetings. I hope they
During
never leave the library. That's a fun place.
well, at some point they're not in high school anymore.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Okay, so where are we? Oh, Angel comes into Willow's room and he's like, "Hey, I want you to research Billy," as we talked about earlier,
And
because
Willow
he doesn't trust him.
and Willow invites him in.
Oh, right, there's that funny bit. She has to invite him in. That's kind of cute.
Yeah.
Here was something that I noticed. Did you notice this? There's a part where Buffy is showing Ford around town, I guess, and they're walking around, and two vampires run off. Do you
Yeah.
remember that moment?
Yes.
Do you? They're it's funny the way they do it. They're standing right, and they're waiting for Buffy and Ford to like walk to the point where they are in the frame, right? And you see them like standing, waiting, looking at the camera, like looking for their
I
go.
never noticed that before.
Oh, it's so funny. I looked at it a few times.
That's awesome.
It's, I think, very obvious. Yeah, it's very funny. So there you go. There are those guys. And so Buffy's like, "Oh shit, we gotta fight him." And so Buffy kills one, and Ford's like, "Oh, don't even worry, I got the other one." And she's like, "Oh, great job. How'd you do that? That was impressive."
He does a little fake cough as though like the dust got it in his
Wow.
lungs.
Wow, that's good. This guy's pretty good.
Yeah.
This guy died, right?
The actor or the character?
The character.
The character, yes.
The actors on the WB.
Yeah, good.
Don't they call it CW?
The CW, yeah.
Yeah, sorry. All right, so
I saw that he played I don't know, like Supergirl's dad or something. In DC we always got to meet the dads of the superheroes. So Supergirl has one.
right. So then they go to the library, and she ends up having to interrupt their date, Giles and Jenny Calendar, and they show up, and he's like, "Don't even worry about interrupting it. It was fine." And Jenny is like offended. She's like, "What, was it that terrible of a date?" And then we learned that she took him to go see monster trucks.
Yeah.
She's very into monster trucks, I guess.
I guess doesn't seem like something Giles would enjoy though.
Or Jenny Calendar. I don't know much about her, but that seemed pretty strange.
Well, we're learning new things every day.
You're right. Well, who am I? So Buffy sees Drusilla in the book, right?
Yeah.
And she's like, "Whoa, I saw this person." And
yeah, Giles is like, yeah, that's like a former paramour of Spike's. She got killed in Prague. And Buffy's like, yo, she ain't dead.
Yeah, I fucking saw this bitch at the cemetery. And then that vampire that Ford supposedly killed comes running through the library and steals a book. And they're like, "Oh," she's like, "What? My friend said he killed that one. He lied to me. Oh shit."
Yeah, that's set up for a future episode. That book comes into play.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Did they not discuss that in this episode?
No. Well, you see Spike look at it and go like, "This will be useful," but nothing else.
That's fun. Speaking of Spike, we go see Spike. Is this his only really thing he does in this episode?
Well, he comes in at the end to kill some people.
Oh, and he's not. Oh, yeah, you're right. And he's not in the next episode, I don't think.
No.
But then Spike. So Spike here, Ford comes in, and he has an offer for Spike. He says, "If I bring you Buffy, then will you turn me into a vampire?" And he's like, "Yeah, I guess so."
I like that scene. I like when Spike says like he has to become a vampire, and Spike says like, "I've known you for 2 minutes and I can't stand you. I don't know that you're gonna last an eternity."
That was funny. Spike's great. Spike's probably one of my favorite characters. I mean, he's one of them, but he's probably like second or third. I
Yeah,
love him.
he's amazing
Yeah, he is great. They give him like all the best lines. They know what they've got with Spike.
for sure.
Drusilla still waiting on it, but she's good. We haven't seen her
Okay.
dolls in a little bit. Still waiting on her
Well, you didn't
dolls.
clock them the last time we
You're
saw
right.
them.
Yeah, I guess we
Yeah.
did. I just missed them. So then Angel and Buffy hang out, right? And he sort of reveals the thing about Drusilla, how he killed everybody that she knew, and then he ended up killing her, turning her into a vampire.
Yeah, yeah. He drove her insane and killed everyone she knew, and then she went to a convent to become a nun. And on the day she was supposed to become a nun, he turned her into a vampire.
Yeah. I'd rather be a vampire than a nun. What do you think?
All I'm saying is Angel is pretty fucked up, bro.
Yeah. Well, he was. Seems like a nice guy these days.
Yeah, well, you know, he didn't have a soul back then.
Yeah, you're right. Well, they added an extra demon to him in the next episode. We'll see how that works out.
You know what scene you skipped?
What scene?
Angel, Willow, and Xander go down to that vampire club.
Yeah, what happens there?
Well, I just like it because it's got the Xander Angel dynamic, which we enjoy. And
He calls him
Xander
Dead Boy, right?
Yeah, Dead Boy.
That was funny.
And Angel says, "Don't call me that." And there's also that moment where Angel gets all self-righteous about them not knowing how vampires act or look or dress, and then a dude comes down the stairs dressed in the exact same outfit Angel's wearing.
Yeah, no, that was pretty good too.
Yeah.
Sorry, I skipped that stuff.
No, it's cool.
So what happens? Buffy, she basically learns about her friend's plan, and she was supposed to meet him, but then she shows up early, and she's like, "I've got you. Your plan is foiled." And he's like, "No, no, no, no. I got you. We're locked in here, and now they're gonna show up whenever the sun goes down and kill us all, except for me because I made a deal with them."
Yeah. You know what he does during this scene? He does that move like in Scream. Uh you know, when Billy Loomis goes, the Exorcist was on. And he does that thing with his fingers on the side of his head.
Yeah, I didn't notice this.
He does the exact same motion.
Wow,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back and watch this.
That was mind blowing.
I didn't pick up on that. He definitely got it from that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So yeah, they're locked in there. We learned that he has cancer, and so he's doing this because he doesn't want to die, because he's set to die in 6 months. And
Yeah.
so
Brain tumors or
who else had cancer in Buffy?
someone else had cancer in Buffy?
I remember Willow looking on the computer, and she realized, like, oh my god, this person had cancer. That's why. Oh, I just remembered. It's the puppet episode. He stole the brain, but it was a brain of somebody with brain cancer.
That's right. Good call.
So then they couldn't use the brain. That's what. So this is the second use of cancer in Buffy,
And not the last.
oh yeah, I'm sure. So what happens? Spike shows up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then what?
Buffy locks Ford in there, and Ford's like, "Hey man, it's not my fault you let the Slayer go. I delivered her to you. Turned me into a fucking vampire." And then it sort of fades out. Next scene is Giles and Buffy at the cemetery.
I didn't really understand this, to be honest, because he failed, right? He did not give him Buffy.
Well,
right?
he did. He just let her. He fucked up and let her go.
So Spike still turned him into a vampire?
Yeah,
So Spike is a man of his word, I guess.
that's right.
Wow. Okay. So that ending, I thought he failed because she's still alive, but I guess you're right. He did succeed. He got her there. All right. So that's fine then. Yeah. Go ahead.
That's one of my all-time favorite last scenes in a Buffy episode. You know
This
how
one here?
Yeah, you know how you love the "we're all doomed because we date crazy alien monsters and stuff." This is that for me. I love this scene between Giles and Buffy, this heart to heart where, she asks him if the world gets any easier and he lies to her.
Yeah. I sort of didn't like the name of the episode, like the lie to me part. I thought it was kind of bad. It was really cheesy, I thought.
I like it.
Like, lie to me. I don't know. Didn't love it.
Whatever. You wouldn't have ever thought about that if it wasn't called that.
Yeah, you're right. You're
Like
right.
when I first saw this episode, we didn't know the titles of episodes.
Yeah, that makes sense. Which is why, let me pull up my rankings. I put this between Reptile Boy and Some Assembly
You
Required.
think that this episode is worse than Reptile Boy?
I thought about this because I like how they use the title in Reptile Boy, where she's like, "Hey,
Why
Reptile
are you so
Boy."
attached to the title?
I'm not, but I just thought when comparing, I thought about that because I don't think it's as good as the ones above it. Nightmares, The Pack,
Better than
Welcome to the
that, better than
Hellmouth,
that,
Teacher's
better
Pet,
than that, better
Witch.
than that, better than that.
Really, you think so?
Yeah.
Well, tell me what was so great about this episode. Change
I
my mind.
I think it's really interesting to see a glimpse of Buffy's past with Ford. I think the idea of someone bargaining to become a vampire is interesting, trying to become immortal as a result of getting a life-ending
You know what I find
disease.
interesting?
What?
Reptile Boys.
All right. Well, what? And I like the idea of like the sort of weird vampire worshiping cult. There's really interesting moments
Does
in
that
this
place come
episode.
back?
Well, characters from it do, but
How do they not know that club exists? Everyone's just going to the Bronze all the time. They don't know there's another club they could be going to.
well, this is the Sunset Club, man. It's kept a secret. Remember, there's like you have to do a
There's like a
password
path.
at the door and shit.
Yeah, I do vaguely remember that. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I like Ford quoting that Dracula movie with the thing behind him. I think because Joss Whedon directed it, it looks better than most episodes. It looks way fucking better than Reptile Boy, for instance.
Maybe.
And yeah, I just think it's an episode that really understands the characters.
All right, that's all fair. It's all fair.
Mm-hmm.
It's like halfway. It's 12 out of 20.
Well, read from my list from the top. I'll tell you how high this fucking thing is.
All right. I have to write this down. What's this called?
Lie to Me. You hate the title, remember?
I don't hate the title. I just thought it was really cheesy the way it was used.
Okay.
All right. So from the top to the bottom,
Yeah.
Prophecy Girl, When She Was Bad, Angel, School Hard, Halloween,
Yeah,
The
put
Pack.
this right above Angel.
Wow. So third place
Yeah.
between When She Was Bad, my favorite episode, and Angel.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that. All right. There we go.
A classic.
I
in
gave
my
it a 3.
opinion.
I guess we didn't do that.
I gave it a 5.
5. You're giving so many 5s so far, and I'm giving 3s.
What? You've given some 4s and 5s.
I've given 0 5s. I've given a few 4s.
That's
Like
fair.
5 probably. I just don't know the scale. My MVP, I have a few names written down. Angel. I thought Angel was good in this episode.
Yeah, he was.
He saved everybody, right? He knew the friend was bad, and he told Willow to help go, and Xander to help save, right? Did all that stuff. And I have Jenny and Giles. I thought they were pretty fun in this episode.
I was gonna give MVP to Ford. I think he's a good one-off character.
All right.
You said that's stupid?
No, I said that's a good choice.
Oh, thank you. Okay. Sorry. Sorry, I jumped down your throat.
No, I said that's stupid. I said that's stupid.
Oh, fuck off!
That was funny. All right, I'm gonna go Angel this episode. I go in Angel. You went Ford. Who would be a better boyfriend for Buffy? I go Angel.
Well, Buffy's in high school, and high school relationships, I think, shouldn't last more than like 6 months. So, let Ford date her until he dies.
Yeah, you're right. That's fair. In my LVP, I have. Who do you got? Because I have Diego, but it seemed like you might have liked Diego.
I love Diego. Yeah, I like all the Sunset Club people.
Cordelia? She only had one thing.
Yeah, that's not bad. Or Jenny for taking
Cordelia.
Giles to monster trucks.
That was fun though.
No, I know it was kind of fun.
And she wanted to like.
What about that vampire that steals the book and also looks into the camera?
Did it? I didn't notice that part.
You told me that.
What?
You told me that. It's the same vampire from before that Ford let live.
I said it looked into the camera. Oh, when they're standing there looking.
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
I thought you meant when it runs through the library. It looked
No.
into the camera. Okay. That would have been crazy. I'm fine with that. You want to do that?
Yeah, I think I'll go there.
All right. What's that vampire's name? It lived, right?
Yeah, I don't know that it has a name. I think it's in the credits. It's just book stealing vampire.
It brought Spike the book. It's not like hanging out in Spike's crew later on.
Nah, I think that it's because they only hired like a stunt man to play it,
Oh, wasn't it a
or
woman?
a stunt lady. Excuse
Yeah,
me.
I think it was a woman. All
Yeah.
right. So sorry to her for being the LVP. Next episode,